Yeah, you Adreana. No, I was talking to the. No, I was actually talking to the other girl. Her name is Adreana.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. All right.
It happens so much. So look, my bad.
Nah, you good. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome to another episode of Historically Black Sense, the premier digital platform for all things HBCU and Divine Nine organizations. Today, I got a very, 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 very special guest, man. And I think that I'm in the lane to be able to say my partner today. I'm gonna say my partner. Miss Adreana, man. How you doing? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing really good. Thank y'all for having me, most definitely.
Hey, thank you for coming on. So you are a person who holds a few titles. And I want to run it down, and I want to say, your college and your organization and everything, but I'm gonna do you like I do everybody else.
Okay.
I always introduce the guests, but I always let the guests introduce themselves as well. So you can introduce yourself to the audience the way that you want to be introduced. So go ahead and tell them who you are, tell them about yourself and how you want to be introduced.
Okay, most definitely. Well, in life right now, I am Adreana, the singer-songwriter, R&B sensation, the vocal voodoo, all of the above. Most definitely. But yes, I do wear many hats. I am, an educator. I'm a teacher. I am a member of the Divine Nine, member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Very proud of that. Yes, I'm a mom, a businesswoman, so I wear a lot of hats, like you said.
Okay. So we're gonna start out with, being that this is the platform for HBCUs and Greek letter organizations, Divine Nine Greek letter organizations mostly. Let's hop into that first. Wiley College. You attended Wiley College. What made you attend Wiley College? Because you are from Louisiana originally, correct?
I am.
How did you get to Wiley? How did you get to Texas?
Long story. I'll make it short though, most definitely. So, very transparent. I'm okay, being real. I was going to Southern first, straight out of high school, 2009. I went straight to Southern University in Baton Rouge. Had the time of my life, okay? I don't recommend it for anybody that's not, disciplined enough. But yes, had the time of my life, and I did fail out. And so I didn't want to wait a bracket of time to have to go back to school. I was really serious about it. Although I really couldn't keep up with the times out there for sure. I ain't gonna fake. But so I found out about Wiley College. One of my best friends, Travis, told me about Wiley. He was going there. And so he told me about the choir and the program they had. So he introduced me to the choir director out there, Stephen L. Hayes. And so I talked to them about doing a scholarship, let them know the rundown with my schooling and everything. And so, that was a great opportunity. Wiley was an open enrollment school, which was great because, that means they accept anybody as you are, whatever academic situation you're in, which is good because they'll work with you. And so, it was really homey. It was, I don't know, it was everything. Once I got there, I never left, Yeah, so.
It's crazy that you say that about being disciplined. I think that we have to be disciplined. I think any college, but going to an HBCU is a little bit different. You got to be disciplined. You got to know what you're there for. Man, you can get sidetracked. You can definitely get sidetracked. So when you went to Wiley, I'm gonna skip around a little bit.
Okay.
You go to Wiley. Was education always a goal of yours? To be in the education field?
To be in the education field? Yeah, I went into Wiley into education. I started in education. I did music education, as a matter of fact. So when I went there, I was literally on a student contract to be in a 5-year program, with 4 years being the regular college academic credits and that last year being strictly education, observation, doing strictly education classes, really honing in on my major. So yeah, I was there for 5 years, and then I was in choir. So really, I'm gonna be honest with you, with being a choir student at Wiley, that was my major. Like, that was my life in college. I was barely ever at school. I really barely had a college experience. I'm not gonna fake, because I was in choir, so I really was never at school a lot. We were always on the road a lot.
But you know what? That could have been one of the best things though, because who knows? You know, we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation right now had you really just had the college life that a lot of people have. Now you already you already was up front and you done told us about something. So we already know where the discipline was at. The discipline was in there. All right, so that's definitely a big jump. So how long was it, I guess, your time in between getting expelled or flunking out of Southern to your time?
No, it was expelled.
Wiley?
That's exactly what it was. You didn't call it what it was.
It was expelled.
Yeah, call it what it was.
But you know what? to me, it sounds. It is. You're right. It is technically, yes.
Yeah, technically.
But when people say they're expelled, it sounds like they got into some type of disciplinary issues. And it's just like.
But I was on academic probation for sure. You know. So yeah, we can call it that.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go to this first. Member of a sister of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
Yes.
At what point did this happen? You had no college life. You flunk out of one school. You get to Wiley. You're in the choir, and you're a Delta. What year did this happen? As far as classification wise, because different schools have different, I guess different things different rules as far as when you can join. So how did that happen? Did you choose Delta or did Delta choose you? Now, go on and be honest.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's a two-way street, buddy.
Okay. and that's why I like to ask that question, because you just never know.
I'm going to be honest with you. At some point, it becomes a two-way street.
Okay.
Whether you will choose the Delta or Delta choosing you, And so, well, I was a junior. It was 2014. The spring is when I crossed. Spring 14. And man, that was the time. That was my junior year. And let's see. A whole bunch of qualifications, a whole bunch of focus, a lot of discipline. I'm gonna be honest with you. My family is Delta Sigma Theta, so this is the only sorority organization, sisterhood, service, and scholarship I've ever known about in my whole life. So
okay, well, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad that you didn't come on here and say, well, I was torn between this one and this one.
No,
because everybody gonna be in the comments like, what?
No flip-flop.
Okay, that's definitely dope. So, being that you did attend two HBCUs, regardless of the unfortunate circumstances at Southern, what did you learn from the two? I'm pretty sure you learned different things from both different universities.
Definitely. So what I learned from the two, definitely at Southern University, it was in Baton Rouge in Louisiana. Shout out to my home state. It was in Louisiana, and it was huge. It was a huge HBCU, Campus was wide. It had tons of students. They had all parts of student life, okay? They had, you know what I'm saying? Greek life. They had academics on point as far as what they offered to people with their law system and medical and whatever else. Then they had the sports, which was, they had all areas of sports. So that was good for them being in college. And Wiley, and then they had the band, which we already know about, So then at Wiley, it was a lot different because it was a private college. It was very small. It was Methodist, it was a Methodist college, so it was Christian based. Well, not, Methodist based. It was a religious school. So then we didn't have a football team or a band, so that was a different aspect of it. We didn't have all Greeks, all the Divine Nine on campus. So you didn't really see that. It wasn't a huge Greek life, so you didn't see that a lot. It was different components to Wiley that made it special, like how small it was and the the yard life experience because everybody kind of knew each other on the campus.
It was very intimate.
It was very intimate. It was very family oriented. You know, it was like I lived with them people. That's what it felt like. Like we lived in a big house. You know what I'm saying? On campus, for real.
Now that's dope. That's definitely dope.
Yeah.
So with being a member, well, hold on. I'm gonna come back to that. Let me come back to that.
Okay.
Let's get into Adreana the artist first.
Okay.
Clearly you were inquiring and everything, but at what point were you like, man, you know what? I got a voice on me. Or at what point did somebody tell you as a kid that, you know what, you're an entertainer and you got a voice on you? How did the whole thing of being an artist, a singer, come about?
Okay, so with me being Adreana the artist.
Adreana the artist.
With me being Adreana the artist, I don't know, that started a long time ago. You know, I was 15 years old in high school and I was singing in a band. I started singing in a band real early. And so I kind of had that exposure with a band life and musicianship and being around a music culture and being in a gig setting in clubs and at different types of events, you know? And so that kind of put me in a realm, being around a lot of musicians, of just a lot of music. And then my friends at a young age, God bless their parents, had their lives kind of set up to where they kind of had studios inside their homes. So, you know, shout out to Brent Laddie. But yeah, they kind of had studios set up in their home. So I was able, with their band in high school, able to go over there, you know, and create music, just be in a creative space in the attic, in their bedroom, and just chill and write and kind of really find myself as an artist, see that this is what I want to do. I got to explore with it and experiment with it, you know? And so with having that open space, it kind of grew into my adulthood. I was really good at it. We started gigging a lot and I started having a fan base, you know? And so, I don't know, I just kind of got that notion, you know, that I can really do this. I fell in love with it, you know, being on that stage and just being in those intimate settings with my crowds and just making them lose where they are, like everything that's going on, like for that little moment, them being into me, you know, I don't know, it's really a escape for me as well, you know. So it was just those moments that made me feel like, you know, this is something, this gotta be my calling, you know what I'm saying? This gotta be my passion for sure, and my purpose. Like, so it must be.
You know, you feel like, hey, this has to be my passion. Clearly, since 15 years old, you did it, and you did it on through your collegiate career. Now, granted, although you were in the choir, there can be something totally different from being a solo artist. So, going to an HBCU and being in the choir at an HBCU, did it ever kind of distract you from being an artist as far as just recording your own music, or did it enhance it? Did it make you want to go more? Did you do shows in college? Did you record in college? Did your people know all about you doing music on the solo tip in college?
College
because you know,
I ain't gonna fake.
I know, but look, I say that because you could be an artist and you can go to a PWI and it might not have the same effect. But going to HBCU, being around our people making the type of music that we make, but that you make, you know what I mean, as in general, it could be totally different.
Well, yeah, you know, I don't know. College kind of turned me into a little monster a little bit, you know. It kind of boosts my little artist ego a little bit because, I don't know, I had a different voice from everybody, and I was around a lot of singers, you know. That was the first place I had ever met so many amazing singers in my life. I have never been around that much talent in one area, man, ever in my life, okay, for one. And so just being in that, it really did create a monster, like a musical monster, being around so many people that could sing and had ears and could play music and that could just read music and that was so musically inclined. And then being around my choir director who just pushed us no matter how it came out, you know, it was real raw. It was tough, you know, like in high school, you know, the parents sit on the side, they don't say nothing. They got them coaches that shit talking to the kids like, and the parents don't say nothing because the coach handling it. Like, absolutely. That was my choir director, you know, like really just on us, and making sure we were paying attention to the right things musically, giving us a musical discipline that I just love. I thank God for him because that really did structure me musically. It enhanced me on a whole nother level. It trained my ear. That was the first time in life I ever had vocal training, you know, because I had to take it for class. You know, I had to take choral music vocal training for class. Cool. It's a little I'll push on the side. My bad. But so it was the first time I ever had music, like a training for my voice. And then we were doing choral music too. So that also put my voice in a different level because I got more control. Now I know what to do. If I get hoarse, I know how to make myself still sing because I can, you know, I know the difference between my different sounds or where to put my voice between head and chest and X, Y, and Z. It taught me so many techniques, you know, being at that school.
Dope. So, once again, I'm gonna switch gears again. I switch gears a whole lot. Going into the education field, what did Wiley specifically teach you about being an educator? And the reason that I asked that, I know a lot of people are probably like, well, you know, you got to go get an education and get your degree and learn this, that, and the third about being a teacher. However, you can go in the classroom and still come out very ill prepared. You can still not be prepared for what's to come in the classroom. So was it anything in particular or things in particular that Wiley just taught you that was like, all right, you know I got the book sense and I know that I've learned everything inside of the classroom that can teach me to be an educator. But when it comes to handling these kids and to dealing with kids of our, you know, all walks of life, all races, what did it teach you?
So what it taught me, going to Wiley, it really taught me about education, about being an educator. I learned two different things. It did teach me and prepare me for being an educator as far as pedagogy, as far as how to teach, you know, as far as how to be an instructor and how to give direction, you know. But as far as how to go in the classroom and have classroom management, or how to have my own strategies to get control of my classroom, or have them engaged, or to have a relationship with them, you know, be the teacher that they can confide in with, you know, a little mental health problem that they got going on so they can even focus in class. You know, it's so many things that come with it that you will not be prepared for until you get in the classroom, you know. And I've been a teacher for 7 years this year, you know, so it's stuff you don't learn. Still this year, I'm learning this year. It's a whole nother ball game for me, you know. So than I've ever seen in education ever. So, you know, it's a lot that you don't learn until you get in there. You definitely have to get in there as an educator, but the more you're in it, I do feel like, you know, it's teachers that I see now been in the game 10, 15 years. They nail it no matter what environment, what school, what subject, because they will do that now. They will stick you in a subject that you've never taught and do, you know, that's how it is with the teacher scarcity that's going on now. So, you know, and so what we got to be ready for, to go and teach whatever, you know.
Hold on. So what grade? What grade are you teaching?
So, 5th grade.
5th
grade this year.
All righty. Say less.
Yes, and this is my first year teaching elementary school too.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh man. That has to be very different. I mean, you just said that. Yeah. I'm seeing your face.
Yeah.
Hey.
And we'll put a pin there.
Dang, that's crazy. Okay, so you know, switching back to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. What is one? And I know it's a lot. I know it is. But I'm gonna ask, what is one thing that stood out that you learned from that experience, as far as becoming a member of Delta Sigma Theta, or you know, once you became one, the current state of being? What's that one thing that's like, man, this is something that being a member of Delta taught me that I'll never forget?
The one thing that I took from just, you know, every time I have an encounter with Delta, it teaches me the same thing, just how to always navigate in life with people and how to always deal with, you know, with, strenuous things in life, how to always strategically plan and be efficient, That's what working with Delta, being a Delta has taught me throughout my whole Delta experience. I feel like I'm always ready because of that principle. Because I'm a Delta, I'm always ready. Because I know how to, like, at the drop of a dime, I got a solution, because of that.
I like that though.
Yeah.
That is definitely something, being prepared at all times. And I feel like
Most
I think there's some that Greek letter organizations will teach you that.
I think, I was just about to say, I think I can speak for a lot of Greek organizations when I say that's one thing we probably can all take, even if it's not the first, is that we can all take, we ready for everything.
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out, and it ain't gonna take a lot of time to figure it out.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that's very dope. So as far as your new projects that you have coming out, talk to the people about that. Let's, what you got going on as far as any singles, any albums, any collaborations. What you got?
Yeah. So most definitely. So I got a lot of things coming on, guys. I'm getting ready to drop some new singles at the beginning of next year. I'm doing a lot coming out of this year with some promo. We're getting ready to go into the YouTube thing. So you guys make sure you go to my Instagram at Adreana __, and that you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you guys can tap into the new reality series coming soon. The
Adreana hold on now. That's an exclusive right there, right?
Yes, the Adreana Experience. So yes, I'm very, very excited about that, guys. So yeah, so you guys can just kind of peep in and see what goes on in the everyday life of an aspiring artist, or artist that's climbing to the top, an artist that has some big things on the table. I want you guys to kind of see that crossover, because we never, ever, ever see what that looks like. Like how, what is that when somebody really trying to come up to the top, an independent artist, and then they about to cross over into their bracket where it's time to kind of, attach yourself to something bigger, so that you can take your career to another level. So yeah, you guys get ready for that. I'm excited about it. So yeah.
Okay. And on a light note, before we get up out of here, I said 20 minutes. I knew I was gonna go over a little bit.
That's fine. I knew it was gonna vibe.
Who? I don't know if I want to say who was or who is. I'm gonna say who is. Who's your favorite artist of all time?
My favorite artist of all time.
No matter what genre, no matter what, just your favorite artist.
Okay. I'm an artist, so I don't really have a favorite artist of all time. Okay. I don't know. I can't even pick one. Oh my God.
Or who inspired you? Because I feel like we all have an inspiration.
I gotta give this woman her props. It's my life. It's why I have so much vocal control. It's why I never needed vocal lessons until I went to college. It's why I never had them. And why I've been able, I'm being real, because that was my vocal training. Because every album I press play, I learned every song, I learned every run. And if you can sing any of her songs, then you cold. And I can rip through any Beyonce song that you put in front of me, you know? And so I got to give that to Beyonce. That was my, vocal Bible.
Now, you know what? I did not expect you to say Beyonce.
Nobody does, because I don't have a piece of me that's sound anything like, you know what everybody give me? My vocal twin. What you gonna say?
I don't want to say. I might be all left. I may be all the way left. It's more of a. I'll say this.
Start with a B.
No, well, it's more. I was gonna say it's more soulful than a little bit more soulful than Beyonce, in my opinion. I'm gonna say in my opinion. I feel like he said to start with a B. I figured that's what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Brandy.
Everybody says Brandy, so that's what I knew you was gonna say.
But I didn't expect.
For my life, it's all I have heard for my whole life.
I thought it was gonna be Brandy or like an older artist, like a much older artists. You
Okay,
know, like,
I can see that.
Yeah, so, but nah, that's dope though. That's dope. Beyonce is definitely an all around one of the best entertainers of my time for sure. So, it's a good album. It's a good person. It's to inspire you to.
If you gonna say you good.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You got it.
Say you any good.
Then you go. Hey, you're right. You're right. I definitely agree. I agree 100%, man.
You know?
But like I said, I knew it was gonna be a little bit longer than 20 minutes, but for sure, if there's anything else that you want the people in the audience to know over here at Historically Black Sense, please tell them now. Anything else you got coming up, anything that you want to leave them with, or better yet, one thing that you just want to leave the audience with that wants to attend a HBCU, and you know, just tell them your experience and whatever you want to leave them with, what they may get out of it from your thoughts, your opinion.
Okay. Most definitely, the one thing I just want to leave with you guys that I got from an HBCU experience, one thing I took most definitely is just, I do encourage everybody, if you do go to college, if college is in your future, I encourage that you do go to an HBCU. You know, if you just want that full realm experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, beautiful, all in between, go to a HBCU. It's got everything from culture to family to success to your hardships to learning to growing, discipline, growing up, mental, your therapy, your you know, everything you need. I'll leave you guys with a quote for every HBCU, or while we're on this, for Greeks and Divine Nine, you know, smarter, not harder. Okay. That's my advice. That's the motto for the night. Work smarter, not harder. Okay.
You said a mouthful, and that's something that I try my best to live by. But nah, man, we definitely appreciate you for coming on and taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and talk to us over here at Historically Black Sense. And man, we appreciate it. Hey, come sit down anytime.
Thank you, man, so much. I will be back anytime you guys invite me. Always family. You know the deal.
Absolutely, I appreciate it, man. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Historically Black Sense, man, the digital platform for all things HBCU and D9, and we will check y'all next time.